first chapter, Gravitation, of your 10th standard. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the gravitation, Kepler's law, acceleration due to gravitational force of the earth, free fall, circular motion, Newton's universal law of gravitation, escape velocity. In this chapter, we start with the gravitation. First, you must know what is force. Force is a physical quantity that changes or tends to change the state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line. Example, if this pen I have kept here, it is in its state of rest unless I push and change its direction. Here are some questions related to your previous topics. What are the effects of force acting on the object? It is the speed, the acceleration, velocity, direction, etc. These all speed, acceleration, you have studied in your 9th standard, the first chapter. So we will not go deep into that. Just look what are the forces you are familiar with. There is a magnetic force, nuclear force, molecular force, etc. We are just taking two examples. First, related to the magnetic force. Here is a bar magnet which consists of North Pole and the South Pole. If South Pole and North Pole are facing towards each other, then it is the attractive force. If this is the South Pole and this is the North Pole, they will attract. If both are South Pole, if this is the South Pole and this is also the South Pole, if you bring close to it, they will not attract. Instead of attracting, they will repel. This is called as repellent force. Second force is, what are the types of force? First, magnetic, you have no nuclear force. In this nuclear force, consider this as an atom. Inside the nucleus, it consists of protons and the neutrons. They together are binded because of the nuclear, which is very strong force. Here are the electrons which revolves around the nucleus. In this, if two atoms, if you consider, the force in between them will be the molecular force. Now, what do you mean about the gravitational force? The force which acts on two objects are called as the gravitational force. Any two objects in the universe. If you consider this object of mass m1 and this object as mass m2, they both are attracting force towards each other. This is called as the gravitational force which exists between two bodies. Newton's equations of motion. This you have studied in your 9th chapter. There are three equations of motion. First equation of motion is, an object moves in a straight line unless and until an external unbalanced force acts on it. This is Newton's first law of motion, which is based on the law of inertia. Second law is, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force, and the change in the momentum is directed towards the direction of the force, which is F is equals to m into a, where m is the mass of the object, a is the acceleration of that object, and F is the force exert on that object. The third law is, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction force when they are acting simultaneously on each other. These are some kinematics equations of motion. V equals to U plus AT, which is the first equation of motion. S equals to UT plus half AT square, which is the second equation of motion. v square equals to u square plus 2as, which is the third equation of motion, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration, t is the time, and s is the displacement. These all three equations of motion you have studied in the 9th standard, and these equations of motions we are going to use in the 10th standard to solve the numerical based on the gravity. Now we will study about the gravitation force. This is a diagram which is given in your textbook. The apple tree, and this is Newton who is sitting under the apple tree, and the Isaac Newton only founded the gravitational force as well as the equations of motions. He gave his life to the study of this about the physics, gravitation, as well as in mathematics. When the apple was falling from the tree, it fell on the ground. He thought, why the apple is falling in a downward direction? Why this is not going in this angle or in other direction? Why it is straight falling on the ground? Then he thought, he came to conclusion that there might be some force at the center of the earth due to which the apple is being attracted towards the earth and it is falling down. So this is a gravitational force which attracting the apple towards itself. Even you can see this is the moon. It's revolving around the earth. It is also due to the gravitational force between the earth and the moon. Even this earth is revolving around the sun, and all the planets which are revolving around the sun are due to the one force, that is the gravitational force exists between them. Look at this figure. The man is standing, he has a string, and at the end of the string a stone is tied, and he is rotating his hand, and this forms a circle. Here you can see he's rotating his hand and this stone is moving and it is making a circle. This, when the stone is moving, it is attracting a force towards the center. By this arrow it's being shown here. It is towards the center, that is, it means it is a centripetal force. What is first? The circular motion. The motion along the circumference of the circle is called as the circular motion. And about the centripetal force, the force which is acting towards the center of the circle is called as the centripetal force. See, if you take this point, the velocity will be in this direction. If you take this point, the velocity will be in this direction. The velocity changes at every point, but so if when the stone flies off, it will move in the tangential direction, which is the direction of its velocity. So we have studied about the centripetal force. Even one experiment you can do at home. You can take a rotating disc and keep a 5 rupees coin on it and rotate it. When the coin will display, it will even move in the same tangential direction as shown in this figure. See, it will also move in the tangential direction only because the velocity at every point is different. So because velocity has direction and magnitude, which means that velocity is a vector quantity. All this I have taught you in the 9th standard. This is just a revision. The vector quantity which has a direction as well as the magnitude both. Here the velocity is changing in each and every direction. At every point the direction of the velocity is different. Now we will start about the Kepler's law. Kepler is one of the scientists who gave the planetary motion and his three laws. First, to start with the Kepler's law, we will start with an ellipse. What is this? Is an ellipse which consists of two foci. How the circle has one center, the same way ellipse has two foci. So the Kepler's first law tells that the orbit of a planet is an ellipse with the sun at one of its foci. Now the Kepler's second law. The line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. Consider this diagram where A, B and CT are the distance covered by the planet in time t. Okay. If the first chapter, gravitation, of your 10th standard. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the gravitation, Kepler's law, acceleration due to gravitational force of the earth, free fall, circular motion, Newton's universal law of gravitation, escape velocity. In this chapter, we start with the gravitation. First, you must know what is force. Force is a physical quantity that changes or tends to change the state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line. Example, if this pen I have kept here, it is in its state of rest unless I push and change its direction.